What's up? My name is Flora and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm a little bit late to the party, but I'm still gonna throw my 2 cents into this. Okay, I am, because I feel like it's necessary. So I just want to talk about Ready to Love season 3, and we're just gonna talk about Khalfani, Adriana, and Mr. Rashid. Let me say something. See, women, yeah, we're very complicated for no reason. But let's get into it. Let me say something. I'm not gonna review the whole season because obviously this is at the end of the show anyways. So I'm just giving my little 2 cents. Khalfani. Let me say something. From the beginning of that show, when I started watching that show, Khalfani was red flag for me. Like, Khalfani was always red flag, because one of the things I realized about Khalfani from the beginning, I don't know if anybody else realized this as well, was that he really used the fact that he was good looking, somewhat good looking, to his advantage. He was always presenting his best foot, and his best foot was his looks. You know, Khalfani tried to be deep. Like, if you listen to the conversations that he would have and everything, like, it was like, I'm just trying to be such a scholar, I'm trying to show how deep I am. It was corny. It was so corny. And there were so many moments in that show that Khalfani was telling on himself. You know, like when there was a scene where him and Adriana are having a conversation, and she asks him, like, why are you single? Which is a very, you know, important question to ask, which people don't like to answer, because most of the time, most people don't know why they're single. It's like, I'm a catch. Why am I single? What the hell? So when she asked him this question, Khalfani said something along the lines, and I'm paraphrasing, something about how, you know, he gets into these women, and then, you know, it is what it is, and then somewhere along the line they change up the situation, and he, you know, he doesn't realize, and then they get upset. So he was just going about telling her that he basically keeps getting into situationships, because that's the only way somebody would get upset, because they want more and you can't give them more, because if you're in a relationship, it's like, that's what they want, right? So it was clear that that's what Khalfani was doing. He would get into these situationships with these women, whereby maybe they're having a good old time, and then they're like, oh, I really have like feelings for him, I want to be his girl, and it's like, he doesn't want to make me his girl. That's clearly what he was kind of like saying, he was alluding to, but he was doing it in a subliminal, like, just under. But Adriana, she was so fascinated with his biceps, his triceps, his quads and whatnot. You know, she wasn't paying attention to what he was saying, because Khalfani was telling on himself. Like, he was, and this is something I realized with a lot of men as well. When you listen to a man talk, he tells you. If he's a psychopath, he tells you without realizing he's told you he's a psychopath. For the most part, when most women were so mesmerized by shiny things, money, nice car, nice clothes, we're mesmerized by a nice little restaurant that he took you to, mesmerized by maybe he's very handsome, you don't realize the red flags, the blowhorn, all those things. But Khalfani, to me, was never serious in this whole process. If anything, Khalfani probably went on that show to gain attention so he can promote his bodybuilding business that he does, because on Instagram, out of all of them, Khalfani has like the largest following, considering how much of an empty barrel he was. No offense. He never dropped any wisdom. He was just not deep. He was just, you know, to me, and I was not really attracted to him, because I just felt like his mind is very, just, I don't know, low level. I don't know if I could say that. Now, Adriana. Let me tell you something. Adriana is a girl who's used to attention, okay? She's used to attention. She's a beautiful girl. Attention is like every day. It's like breathing. It's like eating for her. So it's like, it's not a big deal. So, you know, the attention Adriana was getting, it was nothing new. It's like, I'm gorgeous, so yeah, I'm gonna get attention. What do you mean? And also, she used to be a cheerleader. So she's also used to having men, you know, do the mostest for her. Probably like buy her flowers randomly and want to pay for things and take her out. So she's used to having men, you know, drool over her and all of that. So that's something about Adriana as well. So, and she was a cheerleader, so she was around guys who were athletic, like Khalfani, who had big muscles and big old wide shoulders. She's used to them kind of guys, so she's more likely going to be attracted to a guy who's built like an athlete than a guy who's just built like a regular dude, which is Rashid. Okay, but on paper, when you look at Rashid and compare Rashid and Khalfani, Rashid was bringing more to the table. And I'm not just talking about, oh, how successful he is in his business. I'm just talking about just the kind of character he was bringing to the table. He was bringing a more solid character to the table. But it's crazy that Adriana really wanted to be in a relationship, but then chose a man who wasn't serious about her. And this is key. This is like ding, 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 ding. If you want something, but for some reason you always make the wrong decision for what you want, there needs to be some self-evaluation. And I like the fact that at the end in the reunion, she said she's gonna, you know, she needs to do some soul searching because she needs to find out why she keeps picking this kind of man. Yes, I was like, yes, that's growth right there. Her saying that, I was like, you just grew like an inch. That's growth. Because most people don't even realize that they are doing something wrong. They think the whole world is wrong. So the fact that Adriana even came to that realization, I was like, boom, you're on your way to progress. Okay, you're on your way to progress. Adriana was never attracted to Rashid, straight up. Okay, as much as we want to be like, you know, Rashid is a better guy, she was never attracted to Rashid. Okay, she was never fully attracted to Rashid. Rashid was not doing it for her. He is not her archetype, as people say. He's not her archetype. Archetype is the big, beefy, athletic dudes. That's what she likes. Rashid is a slim, slender guy who's just like an average guy, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But she seems to be attracted to big, beefy guys. Okay. So although Rashid was offering more as a man, he's ready for marriage. Despite the fact that he's already been married, he still wants to get married, which is quite different, because most guys who've been married are less likely to want to marry again. But he wants to marry again, and he seems to come from a solid family. He's business minded. He's probably quite smart as well. So, you know, intelligent, intellect, he's bringing that to the table. Stability, of course, family, of course. But for some reason, she wasn't attracted to that. But then also with Rashid, what I felt like he was going wrong was that you had your gut feeling telling you that she's pulling away from you. So why did you stay? Like, your gut feeling was so strong that you didn't even invite your sister or anybody of your family to come and meet her. Why did you stay? Because I felt like when Rashid did that, he should have just left. He should have left the show, because with him letting her then not choose him was embarrassing for him, because it was like, you already knew she didn't want you, so you should have left. Because what are you staying for? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Why are you here? Kind of thing. I felt like Rashid, that's when he didn't take his own judgment, his own like gut feeling. And this is something that we also need to learn, is that when you get that gut feeling about something, about somebody, you know, you need to follow that gut feeling, because it's almost like you're picking something up intuitively that, yeah, you haven't really quite comprehended with your mind, but it's almost like your spirit man is taking it in, like, something's going on here. And that's something we need to exercise as well as people, because a lot of people get gut feelings and they don't go along with them. Khalfani. Personally, I could go on and on with Khalfani's whole case. Khalfani knew that he was not serious about this whole process, because you were still in love with your ex-girlfriend. Khalfani knew, I don't care what nobody said, Khalfani knew he didn't have strong feelings for Adriana. That's why Adriana chose him. He never chose Adriana. Okay, every woman that was interested in Khalfani, he was being picked by the woman. He was not doing the pursuit. He was being pursued by them. Okay, so this woman who apparently, like, you love this woman so much that you want to marry her, and she left you and said she had to go sort out her family business and her issues in her family and left the country. I'm guessing she was from Africa somewhere, or that's what I'm just guessing, but she wasn't from America because she left the country. She had to go sort out her family business. So Khalfani then said that she, in the live that he did with Jay, that she had to go sort out her family business, and basically it was, he just thought she was never going to come back, and they never really spoke, blah blah blah, this, that and the third. Okay, But for me, I was just like, why would she not speak to you? She's going to just sort out her family business. That doesn't make any sense. Like, why would she not want your moral support in the background? Why would she not want you to like text you and tell you what's going on? Like, this is a woman that you care so deeply about, and I guess the feeling was mutual because she left a note on your door. Why didn't she text you, call you, even if it's once a week? Why didn't she do that? Why was it just like, boom, I'm going back to Africa, I'm gonna go sort out my family business, I'm never gonna talk to you again? Why? To me, that story didn't add up. It did not add up, because when I was listening to it, the same feeling that I've always had with Khalfani, that there's something about you that just doesn't sit well in my spirit. This is what I got when he was saying that story. So I was like, okay. And then she came back into the country and she left a note on your door, right? Why did she leave a note on your door? Why didn't she call you? Why didn't she text you? Why didn't she email you? Why didn't she message you on Facebook, on Instagram? Why did she write a note and take it to your house and leave it on your doorstep? Like, if this whole story is true, and I'm believing that it's true, why did she do all of that? Would it not be easier for her to call you or send you a text message if she can't get through to you? So eventually, in fact, when they were on the show, they had access to their phones. So you would have got access to your phone, because what's her name? I know, like Joy. She was talking about how her sister, she spoke to her sister on the phone, and then later on, you know, she got another phone call saying that her sister had passed. May she rest in peace. So it's like, okay, so you guys have access to your phone. So she could have texted you, emailed you, messaged you, whatever it was. You know, she would have left your voicemail, whatever, and you would have got it eventually. But she left a note on your door. That tells me that that woman didn't have his number anymore. That's why she left a note on his door, because otherwise it's more of a hustle to leave a note on someone's door, or a handwritten note, 21st century, than to just like leave them a voice note or voicemail, or call them, text them, write a long text message. Why would you leave a note? It tells me that she was, wherever she was, my inclination is that she was with another man, and she was trying to work that out with that man. And so she had to erase every evidence of Khalfani on her phone. That's why she didn't have Khalfani's number on her phone. That's why when she came back, she left a note on his door, because she couldn't get his phone number anymore. But she remembered where he lived, obviously. So she came and left a note on his door. It would have made sense for her to call him, right? That's why she left a note on his door. Because wherever she went, she wiped Khalfani clean off of her phone. Any messages that they had, any types of phone calls, she must have wiped that clean. Let's be frank, even if I speak to you today and we don't speak for the next 6-7 months, if I really want to find your phone number, I can find it. If I haven't completely erased everything, every exchange we've had off of my phone, I could find your number. I can go through my text messages, I can go through my WhatsApp, I can go through my call logs. I can do that. Unless I've wiped it all clean, then that's the only way I wouldn't have it. And why would you wipe it all clean? Because wherever she went, that man, the so-called story about family, to me, I don't think it's adding up, because I definitely feel like that woman was, she was playing Khalfani, and Khalfani was playing Adriana, and Adriana was playing Rashid. And that's how it goes. I believe she was playing her. The whole, you know, that story, that's an old school story. Oh, I've got family issues, I can't talk to you anymore. You got family issues, why can't you speak to somebody when you've got family issues? That's when you need people, when you've got family issues. That's when you need that moral support, you need that emotional support. Why would you not want this man to support you, even if it's from a distance? Why would you not want him to support you? Because wherever she was with another man. That's why she didn't have Khalfani's number anymore. So when I was listening to her, I was like, Khalfani, you're getting played. Like, legit. Okay, all that game you spit in, you getting played. Okay? Okay? Because that's the only reason why a woman would go out of her way to write a note on your door. Why didn't she not call you? That makes no sense. She didn't have your number. Why? Because whoever she was with didn't want her to be dealing with her ex, or whoever she was with before him, or whatever. So she probably went back to her ex and was like, let me see if this is gonna work. And it didn't work. So she came back to Khalfani, because she knows that Khalfani still liked her. Khalfani still had feelings for her. So Khalfani is actually a rebound. That's just my whole theory on it, darling, because I don't believe anybody's going out of their way to go leave a note, a Dear John letter outside their door, when in the 21st century you could do that virtually. Okay, in the corona season that we live in, honey, you could do that virtually, darling. So yeah, I definitely believe that Khalfani is definitely getting played. by whoever this mysterious woman is that he's so in love with that he wants to marry her and this, that, and the third. And I don't think she knew that he was on the show. That's why she left the note. I just definitely believe that she came back because whatever situation she was in, it didn't work out well for her. So Khalfani was her second choice. And he said he's so in love with her and she's this, that, and the third, and she's not the mother of any of his kids. She's a whole different woman, you know. To me personally, in that whole situation, no offense, no tea, no shade to any baby moms, baby daddies out there, but Adriana, you're not a baby mom, okay? You're not out here being somebody's baby moms. So unless, no offense, I know Rashid's also got a kid, but Rashid was married, okay? Rashid was married to the mother of his son, okay? So unless, like, to me, no offense, and I don't want to be judgmental of people who have children out of wedlock, but it's not a good look, okay? It's just not a good look, especially when you don't have kids and the other guy has kids and he's trying to, and he's bringing 2 kids by 2 women. I'm sorry, that to me it just doesn't sit well with me. And Khalfani is like 31 or something like that. Like, he's not like some 38-year-old. Like, Rashid is 40 something. Okay, Rashid has lived life. He was married for like over 10 years. It makes sense, okay? I would look at that and be like, he was married and he had a kid and he's in his 40s. It makes sense. No offense, I don't want to be judgmental or anything like that, but honestly for me, I feel like Adriana, in a way, she dodged a grenade. Okay, not even a bullet, she dodged a whole missile, okay? Because there's something about Khalfani that just doesn't sit well, and the fact that he strung her along the whole entire time. If you pay attention to that show, if you watch it again if you want to, you realize that Khalfani always did enough to not get kicked off. That's what he always did. He always did enough to never get kicked off. But Khalfani was not doing anything outstanding, okay? He was never really opening up, not really. And also his whole situation with Denise, I feel like that whole situation with Denise is how Khalfani usually gets into relationship with women, whereby he love bombs them, you know, he gives them so much attention, so much accolade, like just, oh, let me make breakfast for you, because that's what he was doing to Adriana. He was love bombing her. Oh, have you eaten? Have you got breakfast? Da, 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 this, that, and the third. And she felt like that was more important than Rashid, because Rashid didn't ask her if she had breakfast. It's like, listen, girl, listen. If you told Rashid that you were hungry and you didn't have breakfast, I'm sure he would have gone out and helped you get some food. But Khalfani was always doing that to show himself that I care about you. And she didn't realize that he was love bombing her. You know, he was never serious. And he did the same thing to Denise. And this is how he gets into those situationships that he was saying to Adriana, when he said, oh, I don't know, I get into this relationship with these women. It's one thing one time, and then all of a sudden it switches up because you change up on them. You're love bombing them. You're texting them, calling them every single day. You're doing all these things that you cannot maintain. Okay, so Khalfani was speaking on himself the whole entire time. He's a red flag, an absolute red flag. And even though I was not fond of Adriana in the way that she treated Rashid, in all honesty, she was never attracted to him. So why attach yourself to a man you're not attracted to? It's just like torture. So it's good that they end up together because they're not meant to be together. Hopefully she's cordial with him and whatnot, but it's good that they're not together because it's really never going to work. And there are many beautiful women out there. Rashid will find something. Rashid is a catch, okay? He may not be Denzel, but let me tell you something, he's a catch, okay? He might have a kid because he was married before, but the fact that he even went to counseling and this and that, he took time to really heal himself before he entered into another relationship. That really shows you growth in a person, and it really shows you that he's got a solid character. So I'm here for Rashid. Rashid's gonna find love, like legit. Like next year, Rashid's gonna be married. Like no joke. Khalfani on the other hand, I mean, all the best to him and all his family and whatnot, but I do feel like he was playing the game. He was on that show to promote himself and to put himself out there. He was not really there to really find love. He was never serious about Adriana. He was never serious about Denise. The whole Denise thing as well, let's talk about this. I'm not even going to address the fact that Denise lied about Joy and all of that because that's overplayed, okay? She shouldn't have done that. But I was really uncomfortable with the way that Khalfani spoke to Denise when he was telling her off, saying that she's coming across like this and she's coming across, because it's like you set her up to be that way and made her feel like you guys were in a relationship, only for you to turn around and act like I was never your man. I was never your girlfriend. You were never my girlfriend. You were never, you know, when he did that, that was so déclassé. That was so disgusting. It just made me look at Khalfani like, you ain't a catch. You ain't a prize, Khalfani, okay? Just because you got a six-pack and some bold shoulders. Like, I can go to any gym here, see a guy with six-packs. Like, it's not a big deal. Khalfani to me is red flag. Don't, Adriana, you escaped, okay, honey? But yeah, that's actually just all I have to say about that. But obviously Rashid, he's gonna find love. Don't get it twisted. He's a good guy. Hopefully he doesn't get with a manipulative woman, because he needs to trust his intuition with people. That's one thing I would say about Rashid. But yeah, that's my little review on Ready for Love, Ready to Love season 3. Khalfani, Adriana and Rashid, that whole situation. Anyways, tune in here next week, Monday, for another video. BS, because what happens is that you get emotionally attached to your female friends, okay, and that emotional attachment that you're meant to have towards your partner, your life partner, you attach it to your friends. This is why women have these unhealthy attachments to their friends, that even when they become married, they will put their friends above their husband.